Okay, moving on with the pruning here. This side branch, I want to shorten all this here. I still want to leave some green leaves, so you will have something growing. Okay, hopefully you can see what I've done now with the first branch here. I shortened most of it. I left some, intentionally left it long so it can grow a little bit. Okay, this branch here has, a lot of branch growing out from the same branch. Same thing, we'll cut it off. The one pointing up always. And then we have two more. You can choose. This one we like to keep. This one we can just cut it off here. Maybe there will be new buds coming out, and then we can decide more on the future direction. So I just apply the same concept to shorten all the branches. And by the way, some of the thin branches, which I like, this is one I like. I keep it. So because they're delicate, I kind of like it when they're so delicate. Of course, we don't need 3 of them. Just 2 is enough. So for this azalea, did I mention I'm going to put it in a training pot, not in a bonsai pot. I feel it's not ready yet. Still needs some period to grow, to fatten, and to further define itself. So like this one is too long, so simply just cut it at the desired length, and hopefully new buds will start coming out, and we can pick which ones we want to keep. Okay, I'm almost done. I think this is ready. Normally you might seen other YouTube videos where people just trim their azaleas down to the main branches. They cut off all the things and just leave the bare branches. You could do that too, but in this case I want to keep as much as the existing structure as possible, because that's a shape I fell in love with. So I still have a little dilemma here. I don't know what to do with this branch. I can cut it off here, both of them. And on the other hand, this branch is quite useful in the future also. So I don't know. I just gonna probably just cut off this big one here for now. Also, you might have noticed this very strange branch that I kept. You're wondering why I kept this branch. Well, this is a pretty good shape, kind of like with a bend and curve. I think this is a very interesting shape branch. I will probably graft it later somehow here and make a different bonsai from it. Okay, and next to it now is the big training pot. It's an azalea pot. I think it's 20 inches big, and it's a nice pot for training only. For the soil, I'm going to use this something already I bought, azalea, potting soil. You can make your own. Just make sure it's since it's going to be in a big container, just make sure it's a good mix of a lot of good organic material, fast draining, and also something that's good for acid loving plants. Okay, I have opened it, and basically I feel it's just a lot of sphagnum moss and organic material. So I'm going to add a little bit more of my own perlite in the mix. I think probably like 1/5 in this proportion. Try to loosen the soil from the pot. There we go. Azaleas have very fine roots. I'm not going to do a lot of root pruning. It's going to go to a bigger pot, so just a little bit. Just making, random cuts just to loosen the, Okay, I think I'm just gonna work with this root ball into the container. So I'll kind of open up the root ball a little bit like this, so you become more shallow, because that's the purpose of training this plant. So the root will start growing on a more shallow fashion and be ready for when we put it into a real bonsai pot. Okay, now the plant is in the pot. Just fill in more soil. Compact it down a little more, not too much. And then we do water, and that's it. And ladies and gentlemen, this is my Azalea Bonsai. Well, actually not a real bonsai yet, because it's not in the bonsai pot yet. So yeah, I know at the beginning of the video I thought I was going to make this into a bonsai, but things change, and now it's just sitting in this bonsai training pot. It will probably be 1 or 2 more years before I will transplant it into a real bonsai pot. But yeah, this plant has a lot of potential, a lot of nice branches. And hopefully in a month or so we will start seeing more buds coming out, and I'll show you on an updated video of that. Oh yeah, and finally I removed that branch. I made my decision.